Oh, these proceedings are never more highly questionable when this underdressed human being is here. Amin Al-Hassan, what do you like on the show today, Amin?
Oh, I like predicting whether the Warriors are going to be awesome or not.
Okay, the same show we could have done for 4 straight years is the thing he's teasing.
Oh, yeah.
Dale, papi.
Did last night convince you that the Warriors are figuring out their problems?
Okay, figuring is the word he was going for. This guy wasn't prepared for the start of the question. That's why you saw his arms emerge from beneath the desk, unprepared in every way, including his shirt. The Warriors last night saw that the Denver Nuggets were a team that was a cute story. And what they did to them last night was borderline cruel and I thought should have been prosecuted. It's not merely that they went in there and scored 51 points, more than anyone's ever scored in a first quarter. Klay Thompson, the guy that we make fun of because he can't make clay-ups, that guy dunked 4 times. They didn't just destroy the Nuggets. They torched them in a way that was embarrassing to remind everybody, hey, this team is not as good as we are. We're still in first place despite all of our dysfunction.
It's reminiscent of what they did to the Houston Rockets in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals last year. They make a statement to let everyone know, hey, when we try, it's not even close. Forget about it. But when we talk about the issues the Warriors are having, it's not going to manifest itself on the court in terms of winning a championship. No, that's going to happen. It's going to manifest itself July 1. When we see this roster perhaps change. Durant can opt out. Is he going to leave? Klay Thompson's a free agent. Is he going to leave? Draymond Green entering the last year of his deal. Is he going to get an extension or is he going to get traded? I think the issues the Warriors are dealing with, the disease of me that's killing them right now, is not going to kill them on the court. Rather, it's going to kill them in the roster later.
Boogie comes back Friday, by the way. Boogie comes back Friday in the event that you didn't know that.
Oh, man.
Are you really going to make fun of his clothes when you're wearing that jacket?
What's wrong with this jacket? I'll rent you a car super cheap, baby.
You look like Shrek.
Oh, okay. That's what an ex-girlfriend said when I was standing next to Jason Taylor. True story.
Ouch.
It's a panic time for the Lakers if the royal groin needs a lot more time to heal.
I mean, they're not going to do anything if the royal groin isn't working. They are not going to make the playoffs. They have descended down the conference standings in a way that's going to make it very difficult for LeBron James to fix this thing even when he does get back. He told you yesterday on the show, 18 of the next 21 games on their schedule are very difficult, extremely losable. These players aren't very good when they're not with LeBron James, and more damning, if you're trying to get Anthony Davis, these are your trade supplies, and they don't look like anything good without LeBron James.
Yeah, with regards to the schedule, according to ESPN Stats and Info, the second toughest strength of schedule from here on out for the rest of the year. Much of that is built in those 18 to 21 games that Dan just mentioned. But here's the thing, Dan. Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka, they talk a good game. They're very blustery with their language. But if you look at their actual moves, they're very conservative, very disciplined, and very pragmatic. They're not going to panic, I don't think, and make a deal now just to save what would be a mediocre season at best. At the same time, though, it's easy to be pragmatic and disciplined in July and August when LeBron is okay and he's relaxed. But when he wakes up in January and he looks at the standings and the Lakers are on the outside looking in, which could pretty much happen at the end of this week, then it turns into a different sense of urgency.
This year, keep in mind, is just about getting people in L.A. excited. We don't think that LeBron's going to win the championship. This is about next year. What can he get next year with Anthony Davis and Klay Thompson? Do you like that? A shooting? Do you like? Oh, he likes it. Look at that face.
I like that.
Look at that. He likes that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he has a nice groin, but he doesn't have a royal groin. You really want to see a royal groin?
No. God,
look at the king. Hey, the royal groin. That's right. Look at that. Don't be a chicken. Don't be a chicken. Yeah, I know. Are you here for Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler trolling the Timberwolves?
The year-long tour of Jimmy Butler's emasculation of the Timberwolves continued last night. Amin broke the story of the third stringers practice where Jimmy Butler, as a Timberwolf, basically torched Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins with a bunch of third-teamers. So here are the Instagram accounts after Philadelphia blowtorches Minnesota by about 40 last night. So here you have Master Troll Joel Embiid. It was an honor to be part of those third stringers and get a win against real NBA starters. And then Jimmy Butler's not going to stay quiet. Look at what Jimmy Butler's doing on Instagram.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's sort of poetic, a little bit artistic with a photo accompanying it.
And then you got Wiggins out of focus there, kind of in his sight. You see he's looking right at him. No, this is what the whole league feared. It feared the Sixers getting on the right foot because once they beat you, no two guys could talk trash better about beating you than those two guys right there. But you know what the secret sauce to this victory was? It wasn't just that Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins laid down and died, which was basically what he accused them of doing many a time in Minnesota. No. It's that Philly hit 21 threes last night. And when they hit that many threes, then the court opens up. It's easy for Embiid and Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons to do whatever the hell they want to do on the court because the defense can't compact and sit in the paint on them.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello? Oh, Fred. Fred Hoiberg. What's going on, Fred? Oh, you think that the Timberwolves, they could use a new head coach, yeah? Spark plug,
Yes,
somebody that
spark
could
plug.
turn the whole thing around?
Yeah.
And you're available? Really?
He's available. Yeah, he's available.
Okay, well, you want me to pass the word around? All right, I'll let them know, Fred. Yeah, I'll let them know. Take care, buddy.
Okay.
Good luck to you. Yeah, take care. Bye.
Good luck to you.
Boy, he's hustling. He's a hustler. Tell you, he doesn't miss a bit.
Fred's the only guy who has a number.
It says Scottie Pippen right that Zion should shut it down.
Scottie Pippen, one of the top 50 basketball players of all time, spends a lot of time helping us provide content for you by saying things that other people aren't saying. Listen to him here talking about, hey, Zion Williamson, get your money, get out of college.
Would you go as far, Scotty, as to say you think he's locked up the #1 pick completely?
Rachel, I think he's locked up the biggest shoe deal. I think he's definitely going to be the #1 pick. I mean, I think he's done enough for basketball, college basketball, that it's more about him personally now. And I think for him as a young player, that I would shut it down.
Now let me ask
You would stop playing.
Let me ask you this though, Scotty.
I would stop playing because I feel that he could risk a major injury that could really hurt his career.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Rachel Nichols and T-Mac on the set there. But here's the thing. When you talk about Zion Williamson, I remember, Dan, as a scout watching Kyrie Irving early in his career at Duke. And I opened my notebook and watched about 3 plays and closed the notebook. I said, this kid is wasting his time. He literally does not need to spend another second in college. He'll learn absolutely nothing. And then he got hurt like 2 games later. Zion is that level. And every year we have guys who are this level where it's clear that college basketball is a waste of time for them, that all they're doing is putting their bodies on the line for free. Get rid of this one and done rule. Let guys like this go straight to the pros and join his peers.
It's not just that you can hurt your body. It's that body falling from the sky at a high rate of speed might get more injured than most because of how big he is. So I do feel like the injury risk is a little bit more dangerous with him than it is with most. And because he's the biggest star in college basketball, both literally and figuratively, he's a guy that would protect the money if he was interested in protecting the money. But young people tend to be bulletproof. Young people tend to think that they're never going to get hurt. So I understand why he would dismiss criticism about shutting it down from Scottie Pippen, who famously shut it down in a playoff game.
I just want to point out that Dan said fatsketball.
I did say fatsketball. I did that by accident, but it's good. I'm going to trademark it.
Our Bruce Arians comments a bad sign for the market for Antonio Brown.
Bruce Arians is calling Antonio Brown names. He is now the Tampa coach. He does not want Antonio Brown anywhere near Jameis Winston. Listen to this on the Adam Schefter podcast.
So what is your assessment of what's going on there with your experience with Antonio and the Steelers from afar?
From afar, it's just too much miscommunication, too much diva. I just don't. I've heard so many stories, and I like Antonio. He plays as hard as anybody on Sunday, and he practices hard. They just got to make better decisions off the field, be on time, do some of those little things.
I mean, I understand that what Antonio Brown did at the end of the season is as unprofessional as anything you will ever see. But that coach just told you he plays hard and he practices hard. And there is no denying that the production on Sundays is always there. And I kind of understand why Antonio Brown would look at all the Steelers and say to himself, I'm better at what I do than any of you are at what you do, including Ben Roethlisberger. And he's alone on an island, and he got his money, and I understand why he'd want out of there. And he's going to torch the Steelers if he plays against them, because he's going to torch everyone if he plays against them.
Is Bruce Arians living under a rock? Isn't that the hallmark of every single great wide receiver? Is they are divas, is they do have big personalities, is they do think they should, as Keyshawn Johnson once said, throw me the damn ball. And I don't have any problem with it because he is the elite of the elite of the elites. Him, it's DeAndre Hopkins, it's Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones. Maybe one more. Those guys are the greatest wide receivers we have. And so, no, there will be no shortage of suitors for a great talent as long as there are teams looking for talent.
One of the things that I find interesting about this is we've talked to Antonio Brown on this show about being homeless in Miami at 16 years old. We've also talked about how lottery winners, 80% of them end up blowing through their winnings. This guy went from no money at all, homeless, to a great deal of money. And there are people all around the league saying it's changed him.
Holy Jalen Hurts is going to Oklahoma?
That is a surprise. He did it in the Players Tribune. He said his allegiances will always be to Alabama, unless, of course, he plays for Lincoln Riley and plays against Alabama next year because he gets into the playoffs with a coach who does amazing things with undersized quarterbacks. This feels like a match, that is meant to be. You've got Jalen Hurts feeling discarded by Alabama, and you've got an Alabama quarterback telling you, never mind, I want to go somewhere else other than Saban to get my quarterbacking expertise.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Lincoln Riley can unlock a higher level of Jalen Hurts than what we saw in Alabama. But I got to ask, he was down here in Miami the other day. I thought he was at Live. He's at Prime 112. He's drinking Shirley Temples. What went wrong? How could you say no to this?
The Ohio State quarterback came here saying yes to this. So Jalen Hurts said, I'm bound for the tumbleweed.
I'm not surprised that he's leaving Alabama. After what happened in that championship game, they don't want to stick to. Anybody who's a good player doesn't want to play for Tricky Nicky anymore, They're living a sinking ship, Everybody who is somebody's living a sinking ship, Tricky Nicky was exposed. Are you kidding me?
A sinking ship, my father calls the dynastic Alabama Crimson Tide, and the best college football coach any of us have ever seen that played in the title game and was 14-1 last season.
Sounds like the Titanic to me, Dan.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Lou. I'm not doing this.
Is that your agent?
Yes, it is.
My Son's TV show is brought to you by LegalZoom. Get legal help for your business and family at LegalZoom.com. To play the game that is getting super into yoga. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
It's more like a decrepit Superman trying to take flight.
Do you question if NBA teams should take notice?
Okay, we've got Carmelo Anthony. We haven't heard from him for a while. You may have noticed that the moment he left, the Houston Rockets started playing well, and James Harden started looking like an unprecedented scorer. What's Carmelo doing these days as he's still with the Rockets, but he's not with the Rockets?
Okay. Glad the hoodie's gone.
Oh, he's just shooting threes here as opposed to that mid-range game. He's shooting nothing but threes. He's begging the Rockets here. Wait a minute, I can do this from out here,
Yeah, it's kind of sad what's happened to Carmelo Anthony. I think he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the most gifted scorers we've had in the league. And then seemingly overnight, he just turned into persona non grata, and now he's just working out at Lifetime Fitness.
Okay, I know all the shots are going in, but can we please take inventory of how slow he looks? Like, that does not look like a model of athleticism moving around the three-point line there. That guy has aged a lot.
You're out of bounds.
Wow, Fred Hoiberg over here.
Oh, please don't sign with the Heat. Stay away from South Beach.
My father's lapsed into prayer again. Yeah, he's been reciting this prayer for a long time. Please don't sign him here.
Don't sign with the Heat. No, don't sign with the Heat. Stay away from South Beach, man. I know that Lala likes South Beach, but he's dead.
Wait a minute. This is an intimate conversation with God my father's having.
Do you question if this guy will remember his first dunk for the rest of his life?
Don't most people remember their first dunks? This is the guy who has never made a dunk before. Not a specific guy, just a guy who has never made a dunk before. Until right here. This is going to be terrible, right? It's going to fall down.
No!
And no, of course, he will not remember it because he's got a concussion and amnesia.
Oh, poor fella.
A fun cushion, we like to call those around here.
I remember my first dunk, Dan. Yeah, it was off a rebound. Came flying in. They didn't box me out. They just tip jammed it.
Were you a dunker?
Not really, but like I had like 3 in-game dunks in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
You can jump high enough to dunk?
I could.
Yeah.
When I was younger, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look that way
It
here.
doesn't look like it.
Look at that.
Look at the dunker. Yes. And guess who was dunked? That is Amin Al Hassan, American Ninja Warrior.
You got it.
Yeah. Walked right into it, Amin. He did make a big splash. He did.
Is you guys just have it queued up every episode?
That's right.
Do you question the swimming hole?
Oh, is there something awful in the swimming hole? Is there a fish or a prehistoric fish of some sort? Let's see what we have here.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Oh!
It's an open sewer.
Oh, and right here is where the whole thing falls apart. Oh,
my God.
Ouch. There is no water anywhere to be seen. None.
It fell in the ditch.
Unbelievable. Like an asphalt parking lot that dude decided to do that over.
Well, at least that person grabbed the rope.
Unlike somebody else. Yeah, we got you again. Yeah, Bobby.
That looked like a Knicks first-round draft pick failing to deliver once again. Amin, come on, Amin Al Hassan.
Lou. Yeah, Lou. I'm not doing this.
Is that your agent?
Yes, it is.
What's his name? Lou what?
Lou Oppenheim.
Lou Oppenheim.
I can't do this show anymore. Yeah, it's insulting is what it is. You hear him in the background?
Was highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that got his first pedicure. And wow, now I can never go back to clipping my own toenails. See? Oh, no.
His toenails are the most rotten thing in the world. They are a yellowish brown awful. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
Tonight on NBA League Pass, Jazz at Clippers.
My father likes halftime entertainment. He likes timeout entertainment. What are those Heat dancers called that you like, Puppy?
The Golden Oldies.
Yeah, the Golden Oldies.
I love that halftime. Oh, man, they are really hacked to try.
All right, let's go. Let's go out to Utah. There it is. What is this terrible sexual slinky that they have in Utah?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. That is mushroom psychedelics, Grateful Dead concert.
It's just jiggling all over.
Reminds me of that Colts player who got flagged during the playoff game for gyrating. Look at this!
Oh, my.
Oh, I want to buy one of these.
Is it comfortable? This is so creepy, by the way. Should I be aroused? Kind of am.
I mean, wow, that's uncomfortable. Amin, are you intrigued?
Yes, sir. Hey, by the way, the Jazz, don't look now, Dan. Won 4 in a row, 7 the last 10. They're coming around the mountain.
Don't look now. There are no mountains, and he had him as a 2 seed. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know how I call that thing?
Mm-hmm. What do you call that thing?
The Kinky Slinky.
I mean, it's not a bad name. I said sensual slinky. Kinky slinky is much better than that.
Tonight on ESPN, Pelicans and Warriors.
My father has had an unreasonable love affair with Zaza Pachulia for a weird long time here on this show. Zaza's not much of a dunker. Klay Thompson had 4 dunks last night. Here's Klay Thompson finding out he's got more dunks this year than Zaza.
You know what the dunk counter between you two is this year?
I got to be winning this year.
Leave it to 1 to 1.
Ha! Good. I'm going to text him that right now, actually.
KD was Kitty was, I think, joking, but he was saying that if you need more style in your dogs.
I do, but it's about efficiency, substance over style. You feel me? You have one dog. I have this year.
Great. That's great. Yes, that's great.
Pay me.
Next question.
Pay me. I feel like I'd watch a show of guys just texting each other after games. Amin, are you intrigued?
Oh, very intrigued. By the way, Anthony Davis, future Warrior.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Hey, Chacha, I know how you can respond to that tweet. You know, you can answer him with 3 words. You know what I mean? You can say, "Go yourself."
I mean, you could. Yeah, you could. That would be one way to handle it. Yes, of course.
Can we say that on TV?
He can.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
One more time for Amin before we get out of here. Play that video so he can call his agent again. See you later, everybody.
See you later. Hell of a video. The video of the year.
Hell of a show, Amin.
Hey, Amin, I'm sorry that we keep making fun of you. I'm only kidding.